Hey guys, what's going on? Hope you're having a great day. Your old buddy Tim back with another video. And today's video we are talking about the pros and the cons of new construction. Now, as you probably know, if you follow the channel, we are in a 20-year low in inventory here in the North Alabama market, which means finding an existing home to buy is getting harder and harder to do. I heard someone the other day spout a statistic that there were now 7 to 8 buyers for every available property in the MLS. Very competitive, super competitive. And if you are what I call a traditional home buyer, meaning someone who has saved up a down payment and you have to get a loan to purchase a house, well, unfortunately in this market, you are behind the 8 ball because there are so many people coming here with cash or the ability to bring cash to cover the appraisal gap. Now, what does that mean? Again, quickly, we've talked about it before. An appraisal is required pretty much on every mortgage. When you apply for a home mortgage, the mortgage company will send out an appraiser. They will come back with their opinion and their appraisal of what the home is worth, and that determines how much a lender is going to loan you for the property. All right, typically, let's say it's a $300,000 property. If the appraiser comes out and says, yes, it is indeed a $300,000 property, then the bank is going to loan you anywhere from 80 to 97%, in some cases up to 100% of the value. So that appraisal is very key in the home mortgage process. Well, in our market, where there is a super low inventory shortage here, some folks are waiving that appraisal, meaning the lender's still going to do the appraisal and still going to loan this much, but they're willing to bring up the cash to make up the gap. All right, so if you are someone who cannot bring cash to make up an appraisal gap, again, you are behind the 8 ball. So what are some of your options? Well, you can kind of adjust what you're looking for in a home. Maybe go look in another area where competition is not as fierce. Maybe look at buying an older home. I'm going to do an entire video on those options. But one of the options I want to focus on today is new construction. One of the things we're seeing in this market is builders are playing catch up because of COVID, because of supply chain issues. Building starts here really stalled for a good amount of time. Well, now everything is kind of returning to normal, so the builders are really hot and heavy, and they are building everywhere. I mean, south of Madison, east, west, north, you name it, we're seeing subdivisions going up like wildfire out there. So let's talk about the pros and cons of you buying new construction. We'll do the pros first. You know, the very first pro is you're getting a brand new house. You are getting a home that has not been lived in. No one else has come in and done, you know, decorating or things that you might not like. You are starting with a blank canvas with a new house. Now, you get to pick, typically, you get to pick your lot from what's available in the neighborhood. That's always nice. You get to pick your floor plan. Most of the big box builders, they have a half dozen plans or so that you can choose from. You get to pick your finishes. Finishes are things like countertops, light fixtures, plumbing fixtures. Now, the way that works is you can't just pick anything. The builder will have a set of designs that you can pick from. You typically will go to their design center and they'll say to you like, this granite, this granite, this granite, this granite, you get to pick within the allowance. If you want something more expensive or something that they do not offer, 9 times out of 10, they'll work with you, but they're going to charge you more. You're going to bring money above the allowance. But let's just say you're fine with what they've got, so you do get to pick your finishes, your flooring, again, your sometimes paint colors, that sort of thing. Then there are financing options. Most of the big box builders have what they call their preferred lender. And if you work with their preferred lender, they will usually contribute several $1,000s to your closing costs. All right. For example, there's one here. If you go with their preferred lender, they will contribute $3,500 towards your closing costs. Now, You do not have to go with their preferred lender usually, although I've heard that's changing. You should shop around those rates, because what happens a lot of times, that lender is giving you closing assistance, but it may be at a higher interest rate. Over the long-term life of the loan, you may actually be paying a lot more. So be aware there, you need to check it out. So the financing options are good. One of the big allures of new construction is you typically do not get in a bidding war for the house. In this market, houses come on the market on Thursday, they show them Friday and Saturday, they collect offers, and they make a choice on Sunday. It is really super competitive. You could be competing with a dozen other offers on buying a house. With new construction, that's usually not the case. They're going to show you the inventory they have. They've got this lot, they've got these plans. There's not a bidding war. It's much easier to do a deal. And one of the big things that I love about new construction is typically it's going to take 8 to 10 months from the time they break ground until the time you are ready to close on the house. Well, you're going to lock in today's price, and you're going to do so by getting a house that's going to be new in 10 months. Now, what does that mean? Let's say you write a contract today for a $300,000 home. It takes them 10 months to build that home. Well, guess what? The way the market appreciates, by the time you close on that home, you are going to have built-in equity. That home could have gone up in value by, 5, 10, 20%. So you're buying at today's prices, and you're getting the value of a home 10 months from now. So those are the pros that come to mind. It's a new house. You get to pick your lot. You get to pick your plan. You get to pick your finishes. You really can make that home your own. There are financing options. There's far less competition. You're not going to get in a bidding war. You can lock it in at today's price, and when you close, you have instant equity. All right? A lot of pros as far as I'm concerned. Now, let's look at the cons. The biggest con or downside to building a home is you got to have somewhere to live while that home is being built. So are you going to live with relatives? Are you going to, God forbid, are you going to find a place to rent? Where are you going to live while that home is being constructed? The other thing to be aware of with new construction is schedules may slide. All right? The builder cannot give you an exact date when your home will be finished. It's impossible. There are just too many things that get in the way. Things like labor shortages, material shortages, supply chain issues, the weather. There are just so many factors that come into play that they cannot give you a hard and firm date. They will do their best to get that home completed as quickly as possible. Trust me. They want to close on that home because that's when they make their money. But a lot of factors may be out of their hands. So be prepared for sliding schedules. Be prepared to get frustrated. When you build a home, there's a tendency to want to drive by every day and see progress. Well, guess what? That's not the way home construction works. There may be a flurry of activity, and then what you think is nothing for weeks and weeks. Everything has to be inspected. There have to be permits. There have to be, inspections have to be passed. You have to schedule all of these trades. Remember, pouring the foundation or laying the concrete block, framing the home, putting in the electrical, the plumbing, the HVAC, the drywall, the paint, the insulation. There are dozens of things that have to take place along the way. And it's really easy to drive by every day and get frustrated because you think nothing is happening. Then that is going to cause tension between you and the builder that you do not need, okay? So one of the things you have to remember is when you do new construction, you have to be patient. There may also be, one of the cons is increases in costs. Most builder contracts now, if not all, allow for the cost or the rising cost of materials and labor. COVID taught the builders a really good lesson. You never know what's going to happen. And when the cost of building materials went from, $3 for a board up to $30, No one could have anticipated that, and you had a lot of builders scrambling to make money and rewrite the rules. So read the contract very well so you know there may be an escalation, but you need to know by how much and how often. So that is a definite con. And finally, you're going to be living in a construction zone if you are one of the first houses in a subdivision. All right. The average subdivision might have 50 to 80 homes. If yours is one of the first being built, well, guess what? For at least the next couple of years, there's going to be construction going on around you. So if you don't want to be in a construction zone, keep that in mind. If you're one of the last houses, that's okay. But if you are one of the first houses in a neighborhood, you're going to be in a construction zone for at least a couple of years. So there you go. I'm sure there are more pros and more cons. Those are the ones that just came off the top of my pointy little head when I started thinking about this subject. At the end of the day, you have to do what is best for your family. You know, if you come to North Alabama and you cannot find an existing home, new construction is a good alternative because there is so much new construction going on all over North Alabama. So you've got a good selection of builders, you've got a good selection of neighborhoods, areas, schools, that sort of thing. So, hey guys, I hope that was helpful. If you like what we do here on the channel, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up, hit the like button and the little bell notification. That way you never miss another video. And if you are looking to relocate to North Alabama, we work with folks every day just like you. I've got Revolved Realty here. We have almost 80 agents now who are ready to go to work for you on the ground, helping you find the perfect home, whether it is new construction or something existing. We also work with a lot of investors. We have a hot investor market here. So if you are an investor looking to invest in North Alabama, my contact information is below. I would be more than happy to hook you up with one of my investor specialists to find something for you. So that's it, guys. Get out there, make it a great day. I hope that was helpful, and I will talk to you soon.